Okay, let's just jump right in. Chances are, if you're watching this, you're in a really, really tough spot. You did something smart, something responsible. You went to therapy to get support. And now that very thing is being twisted, weaponized, and used against you in court. It's beyond frustrating, right? It's confusing, and it feels so incredibly unfair.
First things first, you're not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. What's happening to you is a tactic. It's a very deliberate legal playbook designed to do one thing: make you look unstable and unfit. But here's the good news, and there is good news. Once you see the playbook, once you understand their moves, you can build a rock-solid defense, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
All right, so first we need to put a name to this thing. Because, when you can name something, it loses a little bit of its power over you. We call it therapy as a cudgel. And that's exactly what it is. A strategic attack meant to completely hijack the story of your case.
So what does that actually mean? Well, it's pretty simple and pretty cynical. It's when all that language about mental health, diagnoses, therapy, it's not being used to actually help anyone. It's being used to harm. It's all about creating leverage, creating doubt, and basically turning your private, safe space for healing into public ammunition they can fire at you.
And this right here, this is the whole game. This slide lays out the entire battleground. Their goal is to get everyone to stop looking at the facts. Things like, did you make it to the school pickups? Did you take the kid to the doctor? And instead, get them speculating about what's going on inside your head. Your job, your only job, is to refuse to play that game. You have to keep dragging the conversation back, anchoring it to what actually matters, your actions as a parent and how your child is actually doing. So how do you fight this? Well, you have to see it coming a mile away. And the thing is, this strategy isn't some kind of random, chaotic mess. No, it follows a very predictable pattern. There are specific moves they make almost every time. And once you learn to spot those moves, they lose all their power. So let's break down their playbook, piece by piece.
Attack number 1. Does this one sound familiar? I bet it does. We call it diagnosis by text. It's that amateur psychology stuff they love to throw around. Dropping these heavy clinical-sounding labels like narcissist, bipolar, borderline, without any actual diagnosis from a professional. These aren't medical terms in this context, they are weapons. They're just straight-up character assassination.
And here's the trap, and it's a big one. They want you to get angry. They are dying for you to write that long, emotional 10-page email explaining point by point why you are not a narcissist. Because guess what? That email becomes their Exhibit A. See? Look how defensive and unstable they are. The goal isn't to be right, the goal is to bait you into reaction.
Okay, attack number 2, the evaluation treadmill. This one is sneaky because it weaponizes the legal process itself. It always sounds so reasonable on the surface, right? Hey, let's just get a full psychological evaluation. Let's get an expert opinion. But this has nothing to do with finding the truth. This is about wearing you out. It's a war of attrition. Think about it. The real goal here is to drain your bank account and just grind you down emotionally. It creates this constant cloud of risk that hangs over your head, making any restrictions on your parenting time feel kind of justified to the court. And the kicker? If you dare to push back, if you question this vague, endless process, bam, they paint you as uncooperative and non-compliant.
And then there's attack number 3, the records raid. This one just feels like a punch to the gut, because that's what it is. It's a total violation. They'll casually ask you, hey, can you just sign this HIPAA release? We need any and all of your therapy notes. And they'll frame it like it's no big deal, just a simple request for transparency.
But let's be crystal clear. They are not looking for context or understanding. They are looking for ammunition. They're on a fishing expedition. They just want to dig through your private thoughts to find that one sentence where you vented, where you were frustrated, take it completely out of context, and then wave it in front of a judge to prove you're angry or unstable. Your safe space has just become their personal fishing pond.
Okay, so that's their playbook. It's ugly, I know, but the most important thing is, now it's predictable. You can see it coming. So now let's build your counter playbook. It is time to stop playing defense, stop reacting to their nonsense, and start leading with your own smart, proactive strategy.
All right, principle number 1. And if you get nothing else, get this. Labels are noise. Functioning is the signal. This is the most important mindset shift you have to make. Seriously. A judge might hear the word narcissist or unstable, but at the end of the day, what they really care about is this parent stable? Are they consistent? All those labels they're throwing at you, it's just noise. Your actual parenting, your day-to-day functioning, that's the signal that cuts right through all of it.
So, how do you put that into practice? Check this out. It's the claim, fact, exhibit method. It's so powerful. You never, ever argue the label. You just make it totally irrelevant with cold, hard facts. They claim you're unstable. You don't argue. You provide an exhibit. Here's a log showing I haven't missed a single school pickup in 6 months. Here are the confirmations. Boom. Facts beat their vague speculation every single time.
Now, for principle number 2, this one's a little tricky, but it is absolutely crucial. You have to be cooperative without capitulating. Basically, you never want to look like you're being difficult or defiant to the judge. The key is to always agree in principle. Yes, of course, I'm open to a fair evaluation, but you refuse the specific, biased, unfair terms they're offering. You're not being difficult, you see, you're being prudent. You're being protective. Okay, let's put all this together into your ultimate strategy. We're going to call it the parenting functioning strategy. This is your anchor in the storm. This is how you build a case that is so strong, so rooted in provable facts that all their attacks on your psychology, they just bounce right off. And what does that look like? It could be as simple as a one-page document. We'll call it your parenting functioning packet. We're not talking about a mountain of paperwork here. It's a simple, concise summary of your stability. It lists out the child's needs, your plan for routine and transport, how you minimize conflict. It shows the court in a single glance that you are the organized, consistent, and child-focused parent. This one page can be your entire anchor. All right, now let's get super practical. I'm talking about a ready-to-use toolkit. I'm going to give you the exact scripts and decision trees that you can start using literally today to shut these attacks down cold. When they demand an evaluation, here's your script. I want you to memorize this sentence. I'm willing to participate in a neutral, court-appropriate evaluation with a defined scope. Please provide 3 mutually acceptable options. See what that does? It's brilliant. You're not saying no, you're saying yes, but to a fair process. It makes you look completely reasonable while you seize control of the terms. You've just shifted from reacting to negotiating. Okay, what about when they demand your therapy records? Same idea. Here's the script. I'm not authorizing open-ended disclosure of private treatment records. I'm willing to provide verification of engagement or a limited summary. Again, you're drawing a firm, clear boundary on your privacy. I'm not authorizing. But you immediately follow it up with a reasonable compromise. You're showing you'll cooperate, but you're also protecting yourself. Look, when you're under all this stress, you just need a simple process to follow so you don't have to think. So here it is. Every single time a request comes in, just run it through this simple decision tree. Step 1, is there a court order? If yes, you comply precisely. If no, you move on. Step 2, what are they asking for? An evaluation, a release. Okay. Step 3, and this is the key, you refuse the terms, not the idea. You always offer a neutral, scoped alternative. Simple. So really, it all comes down to this one sentence. If you walk away with nothing else, burn this into your brain. I'm willing to participate in a neutral, court-appropriate process with defined scope and privacy protections. You can adapt that for almost anything they throw at you. It is calm, it is reasonable, and it is incredibly powerful. It tells the court, loud and clear, that you are the stable, solution-focused parent in the room. So at the end of the day, that's the real question, isn't it? Are you going to argue the label, or are you going to prove the function? You can let them drag you down into the mud, fighting these endless, distracting battles over words and labels, or you can rise above it all, stay completely focused, and build an undeniable case based on the one thing that actually matters, your consistent, stable, loving parenting. The choice is yours.